Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Hockey Jersey Addicts. It's Dan, aka Van Can Fan 75, and today I have the pleasure of being joined by Jalen Smereck? Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
And Jalen is quite the individual. He's a hockey player for the AHL Roadrunners in Tucson, and he's also been a pro hockey player in that organization for as long as they've been there, if I'm not mistaken. And he's from the Detroit, Michigan area. Grew up playing hockey, friends with a good friend of ours, Rico Phillips. Just wanted to say thanks so much for coming on the podcast today, Jalen. And why don't you say hi to everybody out there listening?
Yeah, no, for sure. Thanks for having me, and hello to everyone out there watching, the podcast.
Well, thanks for coming on again. And today we're recording just a few hours after Tucson tweeted out that Jalen's putting up for auction a game-worn jersey that he wore during last season, with the proceeds going towards the Detroit Ice Dreams Hockey Association, which is a nonprofit youth hockey organization that minimizes the barriers preventing underrepresented communities from access to ice hockey in the Detroit area through his buddy, I believe, Jason, behind that. So that's some pretty amazing news, really great idea, really smart of you, Jalen. Wanted to get your thoughts around that, why you decided to do that, who came up with the idea, and also say thanks for doing it, because it's a really sweet, good cause.
Yeah, no, our broadcaster actually came up to me, and he was kind of just talking to me. He's like, hey, I was talking to front office and, blah, blah, blah. We were thinking, we could put together something to do for you, and just to kind of celebrate Black History Month, if that's okay with you. And I was like, yeah, no, I didn't think of anything, but if you guys have anything, I'm always willing, open arms to whatever, and kind of figure it out from there. And they kind of came up with the idea that they had a jersey laying around, and then they said, let's put it out for auction. And they came to me and they said, do you have anybody that you want to donate the money to, or a charity or a rink back home? First thing that popped to my mind was Jason McCrimmon's group, the Detroit Ice Dreams. And I think that was just the biggest thing for me, just being able to help out in such a big way. I think after COVID and everything, and everyone having kind of money problems and life problems and family problems and everything that's going on. So I think that'd be huge for just that program to kind of help that keep running.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And cool how your mind's kind of going towards back home and your community when they came to you with the opportunity. Was any of that kind of based off of your experience working with the youth, being part of that organization already, and just the influence perhaps someone like Rico Phillips and his Flint Inner City Youth Hockey Program had on you at all?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I met Jason kind of, on my own. Actually, he was a family friend before, but I kind of, met him, and we started clicking, and, he became a mentor and a friend, and, kind of just someone to talk to hockey about as well. So it was kind of like the best of both worlds. And I met him at like 15 or 16. So it was huge for me. And then I went off to Flint when I was, 18, 19. Well, 19 I was. And, when I got there, I met Rico, and he had that great program. And both these guys at the time are running, really good programs about, non-profit programs, and just giving back to kids. And me working a summer camp with kids and loving kids, I just thought it'd be a great opportunity for me to work with both of those programs and kind of fill out what I wanted to do with my future and, the game after hockey, and while I'm still playing the game. So.
Yeah, that's dude, that's so cool to have those people around you to learn lessons from, because I think it starts with somebody, but you're also trying to be a model for other people to follow, right? And so you want to be trying to do the right thing and put your best foot forward, or skate forward in this case. And I just appreciate you trying to represent, the communities with class. And also I understand that, you're representing hockey and organizations at the same time and trying to prove to people maybe that someone like you from your community doesn't need to resort to traditional sports in their community. Like, hockey is available and accessible to them. It feels like you're trying to work towards that mission. Is that correct? Is that kind of what you want to be seeing?
Yeah, no, for sure. I definitely kind of want to get out of the mindset. I mean, I've been asked kind of the same question for a little while now. And my thing is just like, I kind of got teased when I was growing up, and the joke was like, hey, like, you play hockey, like, you can't like have a say so here or there. And it's like, it was so crazy to me. Like every single time I hear it, I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Like, that's kind of mind blowing. It, like, you just, like, our minds are so fixed that we like can't play this sport, or we can't do this. And, it's just not us, or, it's not normal for us to do this. So, I think that was just huge for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wonder too if, like, Rico is telling me a little bit about his experience playing as a player growing up, and how in order to fit in, he would almost try to like conform to the stereotypes that they had put on him, just to like make them more relaxed and help him feel like he was more relaxed as a result, instead of being like more true to himself. Have you ever felt or been feeling like you want to be put under pressure to be somebody that you're not out there, instead of like who you are?
No, I don't think. I mean, I think for the most part, I'm always myself. I mean, it's kind of like, again, like, growing up, I was like, I'd go here, I'd go home, and, or I'd go to school, and I'm, the white boy, and then I go to hockey and I'm the black kid. So it's just like, I've been kind of like on both sides, and, I'm always myself. And I think that's what has brought me so far. And, that's why I've been able to make so many different connections with people and connect with people in my life. And I think that's just the biggest thing, being myself and kind of being honest with myself.
And I mean, what's it like being a captain of an OHL team in Flint, Michigan, off the ice?
It was huge for me. I mean, I think that was I would say, after signing an NHL contract, I think that was my next biggest accomplishment. I don't know. It brought me a different perspective on life, different perspective as a player, or just as an individual altogether. And, just having guys look up to me, and having those young guys come in and kind of follow in my footsteps, and having that trust in your coaches, and kind of taking on guys on your back and kind of showing them the ropes and all that, and I'm not even, like you said, off the ice, or, you're going out with them, and, you're taking them to lunch, whether it's a drive home or whatever it is, those things matter. And, when you connect with everyone, and you kind of venture around, and, you kind of meet everyone, and you get all these kids from all over the country and all over the world. I mean, and, you connect, it's a huge thing, you create friendships for a lifetime. So.
Yeah, man, I think it's wild too, because the OHL is such an interesting league with the diversity that's grown over time in terms of like the makeup of international players. Like, it's become a breeding ground even at that stage. So there's diversity in the league from maybe like different cultures around the world, but there's certainly not that diversity from a racial background around the league. And no matter what league we're talking about, that exists. So I like how these programs are focused at a grassroots level of trying to build the next generation of hockey players out from these programs, because, I think a big part of this is recognizing that most of the time, the issue is really because of the lack of equipment and the lack of opportunities and funding of programs, which are, when I say just, those are huge things. But we see in communities when those barriers don't exist, sport flourishes. It's an opportunity for people to be involved. So I'm really thankful that there's lots of organizations kind of at a grassroots level doing this. And then also, I don't know if you heard about this, but today, or it might have been yesterday, the Pittsburgh Penguins announced the creation of the Willie O'Ree Academy, which is designed to provide unique training, social mentorship opportunities for Black youth hockey players in the Pittsburgh region, which is pretty sweet. So
yeah, that's amazing. That's good. That's really good.
Yeah. And Dick's Sporting Goods is behind that through their youth sport movement. And Dick's is based out of Pittsburgh. So it's a great partnership growing. And I think other partnerships that you're doing too. And let me ask you a question. Have you taken some of what you've been doing in the communities of Michigan and brought it to the communities of Tucson? Have you had that opportunity to do that over the years?
No, I have not. I mean, I definitely wanted to, and I definitely thought about it a lot, and I look forward to doing it. But it's been kind of a tough situation here, bouncing up and down, and not really being full time here in Tucson. I haven't had the chance, but when I definitely, when everything comes down here after COVID, and if I come back next year and I'm here full time, I definitely will be out in the community and working. I mean, I've done, the typical community events for, the team, but I'd like to get out on my own and kind of expand my program as well.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing what might happen from that. But also at the same time, I love how, first of all, there's a tremendous need in Detroit and Michigan and Flint and all of these places. So it's not like your time isn't being well served. And then the other thing is you're coming up with these creative solutions with your club, like doing these jersey auctions. And have you looked yet? Do you know what the price is yet? What we're at?
I looked about an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago. I think it was at like 450, 500.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we're right there right now. Only 4 bids, and this thing's going on for 9 more days. And you're already at the same price as some of the game-worn jerseys that the Sharks players wore in their Black History Month day on February 15th, just a couple days earlier. So not to put a price on your fandom, but I'm just saying you're doing pretty good, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And then also curious, do you still have the blue Charger that you're popping the hood up, the trunk out of and dishing sandwiches out of?
Oh yeah. She's at home for sure. She's waiting for me to come back.
Yeah, that's awesome. What's your buddy's name? DeMario? Is he any better at hockey or making sandwiches yet?
Yeah, he's got a little better at hockey, I think, just kind of hanging around me. But yeah, no, he's definitely got, I had to teach him a little bit. He wasn't putting enough mayonnaise on there for the people. And I think that was the biggest thing. He was being stingy with the mayonnaise. So that's not good, but we sorted it out.
Good. I mean, it's like, come on, there's sauce passes and sauce in sandwiches. You got to get them right, man.
I worked at McDonald's for a little bit, so I kind of know what's the correct amount of serving. So
guys, I kind of imagine, especially because, so for those of our listeners that don't know, Jalen just is very generous with his time, and he's taken it upon himself to serve food to his community in his free time. And it's just awesome what you're doing. And now the McDonald's thing, I can just imagine your like kitchen table being this like gigantic assembly line. And if you could figure out how to put that mayo in a gun and shoot it on each one, I bet you probably would, right?
Yeah, I know for sure. If I could pick one of those up at the grocery store, I definitely would put a lot of use to it.
Sweet. So, I mean, do you want to see, with the challenging times with COVID that we're in, and we're looking for these creative fundraising solutions for all kinds of worthy causes out there. Do you think more teams can take advantage of these kinds of jersey auctions? Do you think there's other ideas that are out there brewing in your head that maybe we haven't thought of yet that we should be looking at?
I mean, I think, you could always, there's always, I guess you could kind of call it basic, but, jersey, a stick, whatever it is. I mean, those things go a long way, and just, excuse me, you kind of auction that off and then kind of donate that to a charity, or, kind of get a few of those, put the money together, and, now you're rolling, you start a program and get kids going, or, there's a bunch of different opportunities out there. But yeah, I definitely think it's something that, the league and different teams could use, and kind of just put out there just to kind of get that other culture, and kind of introduce the game to a different style, and, new people.
Yeah, I think, especially right now where fan attendance is kind of hard to know if it's going to stay consistent, I think ideas that rely on anything that would happen at an arena are probably not ones that are as reliable as something like an auction with some game used equipment or something. So I love that idea. I'm wondering if you caught wind of the Bauer hockey skates that were designed by Terry Smith for Black History Month.
Oh, tell me about it. I'm kind of jealous right now that I didn't get a pair.
Oh, bro, they're so nice, eh?
Definitely wish I still were a Bauer. I'd probably DM Bauer and see if they would send me a pair. But yeah, dude, those are unreal. I mean,
oh my God,
really creative, and that's amazing that he did that. And, those guys that are wearing those, I think that's huge.
I think so too, man. I think, like, I'm trying to figure out how to see more of that as a part of self-expression within the sport, because if you think about it, we've got basketball players with their shoes and football players with their cleats, and same with baseball players. And there's even days within the baseball season that they do like nickname jerseys and stuff like that. And exactly. Like, there's just so many more opportunities to explore, like, how equipment and design could be used to kind of like see from maybe your artistic, even if you can't draw, dude, even what's in your head, you could tell somebody, throw it on a pair of skates, and then all of a sudden it's like, damn, those are Jalen skates. I want Jalen skates. Those are freaking cool. Right.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I mean, I've always thought about that. I actually, I seen a picture floating around Twitter. Instagram a few days ago. I posted, it was like Jordan 1 hockey skates, Nike hockey skates. Like, they were unreal. I'd see if I find the picture again and send it to you. But I posted, I was like, I think I tagged Jordan, and I said, what do I got? Jordan and Nike, I think I tagged. I said, what do I got to do for a pair of these or something? Oh, I mean, shit, dude, yeah. I think that'd be amazing, man. And just kind of, like, I don't know, hockey's kind of, I guess most people would say it's boring, as far as like kind of showing that swagger and that whatever you want to call it, that kind of paraphernalia or whatever. And, but I think it's pretty cool, man. Like, I love OBJ's cleats. I would love to get a pair of those. Like, those are the sickest things.
Dude, there's so many sweet, like, designs that these guys come out with, and I'm not surprised. These guys are artists on the field, like, and they're creative. Like, why would it stop at art, right? Of course not. But also, man, like, it's just, I think it's overdue. I don't want to totally dominate and take over that comment you made about, like, the NHL or hockey being a little bit more boring, but it's so true, man. There's traditional, and then there's boring, and they just need to experiment more. I think they need to be a little bit more open communication with their players about ideas and opportunities. I think the good news, though, is, like, I'm seeing these designs, and it just taking your story, like you're seeing something on social media and you're like, see, I want to be a part of that somehow. Mention these people. How do we make this happen? So the conversation's moving, the momentum's going. And, a thing I think that maybe might be worth looking into is the AHL just announced a new 5-year deal with CCM. And they're going to be like the continued supplier of equipment to the AHL. And so there's opportunities to use that new contract extension as a way to celebrate. And you could start seeing artistic expression in sticks and definitely jerseys. Jerseys.
That's what I was going to say, man.
So, that's a great opportunity there. And then they're not the official supplier of skates for the AHL, because I feel like that's probably more of like a personal thing for the players. Like you can put me in whatever you want, but I'm used to these skates. Like personally from skating, that's kind of how I feel too. But that doesn't mean that we couldn't start exploring ways of like connecting dots, right? And being like, yo, Terry Smith, I know you can now design for Bauer and you get the concept. CCM's knocking at the door because they want to work with you. And I got Jalen chomping at the bit to collab with you. Like that to me sounds pretty awesome as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'd love to. I think, sticks usually go a batch of 12. Like I could get a batch of, like 6 sticks, 12 sticks and, get a cool design on there or something. Nothing too crazy, because it is your stick, but like, just something that kind of get some flavor and get some creativity going, I think would be nice.
It would be sick too, is like, cause I know how, you're saying they come in batches, right? Have you ever seen like books on the spine where the art is spread across like the 12 books? So when you have the whole set, it makes like a mosaic. You could put a little design across that whole batch. So like, it's still a little bit for every stick, but like together it would be like this bomb ass looking mosaic. Like, hell yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like anything, like that'd definitely be sick. But like, dude, I don't know. I think about it all the time, and I was like, I'm like, dude, like, what can I do to like get some creativity to go on, like in the world of hockey? And, I kind of want to be that first guy to kind of bring it to hockey and just kind of change it up a bit. And I don't know, man, I just feel like it's so hard. Yeah. It's almost like teams are so strict against it. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I don't want to sit here and pretend like the league has unlimited pockets of financial stability right now. We're dealing with a pandemic. The NHL, for Pete's sake, is taking out a $1 billion loan. Like, it's not like they're ready to throw money at things that aren't a sure thing. But at the same token, there's definitely money allocated to good causes. And it's just a matter of pleading your case, in my opinion. And let's take someone like Mohamed Fofana, who is the director of executive sales for the Sharks organization. Super cool dude. Definitely not an artist by title, but he designed those warm-up jerseys that I said were auctioned off for starting at $500 a pop. And I don't know, man, maybe there's someone within the Roadrunners that's like, yeah, we need a warm-up jersey. We need a practice jersey. You want to help design a jersey with us? You're a video game dude. Maybe like I can help figure out people at EA Sports. I know a guy up in Burnaby because I used to live up there. Maybe there's like some jerseys we could put in the game or something. Like that would even be cool, Yeah,
that would for sure be cool.
So I think this is cool because the whole equipment auctioning off for good causes or designing things that could benefit a cause and involve the athlete are like definitely here right now and definitely a thing. And I think the AHL needs to get involved, I think, and at the level that I've seen other organizations, if they can,
Yeah. So, I 100% agree.
So let's talk a little bit about why your head went right to this organization in Detroit as soon as they asked you. Is it because this thing with Jason has been something you've been a part of for many, many years, and it's just kind of your go-to place when you go back home?
No, not necessarily. I mean, I help out, when I'm definitely at home and when I can, but it's definitely not, my go-to place. Like I kind of do my own thing, and with me doing that and, the couple things that I do as far as giving back, it's pretty tough to kind of do that and, other stuff as far as giving back with trying to work out, skate, and, spend time with my family. So I'm basically kind of just on my own in the summer, and then I help out when I can. But I mean, when I heard it, I mean, I just figured there was no better group that I could have, gave this to. And I just wanted to thank, I really wanted to thank Jason too, because he brought me on as a skills coach. He has a junior team as well. So he brought me on as a skills coach, and, he kept me going, and he kept money in my pocket as, like a paycheck. So, it was good for me. I think that was huge. Just kind of being able to coach a game and still connect with kids and teach kids and stay, connected to the game. And then, kind of get a paycheck for it and experience that coaching lifestyle. I mean, I was on the bench for games and stuff. Like, dude, it was pretty intense. I actually coached a couple teams. So, I got to see the other side of it. And it was just amazing. But yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like, when I heard this, I thought instantly, especially with there only being one rink open in Detroit right now. And I don't even think right now it's open due to COVID, because there was two rinks, but the one got shut down by the city. So now there's only one rink and it's down. So just kind of helping him there and kind of donating that money to that organization. Hopefully the rink gets back up and running and we can help and everything can get rolling.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've seen some programs to try to introduce the game by playing floor hockey in a gym or something if rinks are closed down, but it's kind of the same problem. The rinks are closed down because you can't get groups together. So that's the same thing at a gym, right? But yeah, exactly. I like these creative solutions while we can. Let's talk about your creative endeavors with what you would like to do with giving back to the community beyond what you're doing right now. I think while you're handing out these sandwiches or while you're thinking of these awesome designs, clearly your mind is in this place of, I want to give back. How do I give back more? What do I do next time? So do you have any ideas cooking around or just things that you've been thinking about that you'd like to see happen or you're working on right now?
Right now I'm working on just kind of connecting with a few organizations as far as like gym wise. Like I said before, I worked at a camp with kids when I was, in high school. So 2 summers ago, actually, while I was passing out sandwiches, I was able to kind of start my own nonprofit as well and get into the gym with these kids at the summer camp and teach them floor hockey. So, I mean, that was pretty cool, but it was so amazing to see, man. And just kind of, you watch some of the kids play and they're like, what am I going to do with this at first? And then they start playing. They're like, man, we love this. Like, when are you coming back? Like, can you come tomorrow, please? And it's like, I'm only doing once a week, man. And they're like, can you come every day? Or, and it's pretty cool to see. So, I think the next thing for me is just teaching, just kind of different sports and just talking to kids about life. I mean, I think I've been through some pretty tough times. I think I've been through not everything, but I've seen some different things, and I think I could connect with a lot of people because I've made a lot of friendships. So if I haven't experienced it, I sure definitely know someone who has. And I think I could connect them and I could kind of bring in, these people that have been able to move forward in life and kind of stay away from, the stuff that we don't want to get into. And I think that's huge, just having a positive role model to show kids, especially from Detroit, or just, but not so good communities that there is another way out, whether it's, um, hockey, sports, or, doctor, whatever it is, there's just not streets and, gangs and, that kind of stuff. But no, I'm looking forward to expanding the floor hockey, keeping that going, and then maybe even try, lacrosse, and maybe even get some tennis in there, or, just different sports like that,
Right.
to expose it to kids in my community at a younger age than we're used to seeing it at. So I think that's huge.
Yeah, that is huge. Because the big problem, right, is just finding that activity to keep them occupied and give them the opportunity to know that there's something else out there. Love to see more hockey players. Don't get me wrong, man. Like, dude, it would be great, but anything better is better than the traditional alternative. Sometimes it's what we're trying to preach here, and that's great. When I was growing up playing hockey and traveling a lot, teams did have different makeups of players in the different communities and cities that I went into. And it didn't seem to matter where I was or how old I was. Like, there was always incidences of racism going on. And I was very disappointed to see that. And I think one of the things that was, I think good in my education growing up was I knew it was wrong, but I didn't have any education or training to know what to do about it. I didn't know how to address it. I didn't know what my place was when that situation came up. And I'm kind of wondering from you if, like, I'm sure through all of your efforts that you've been participating in, are kids coming up to you asking you, like, hey, what should I have done? Or asking you, hey, what can I do if this happens? Because the reason I ask that is I want to know if they think like it's an inevitability, or if you're trying to prepare them for what you think is an inevitability.
Yeah, no, I mean, I talked to a few different groups of kids, and they kind of ask me, different things, and I tell them, this stuff can happen, in this sport, but it can also happen in life. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't really live your life in a box or under a rock. I mean, you have to get out there, and it's bound to happen, but it's all about how you face it and what you do with it, and the way you attack the situation. I think for me, at a young age, I attacked it in the wrong manner, kind of just holding it in and building anger. But now I think I turn it into something positive and kind of look at it from a different perspective, as, it's just, I'm better than that. There's no need for me to kind of, there's no need for me to get out of my character or do this or do that. And I think that's the biggest thing that I've tried to teach the kids, and especially like teenagers, that when something like this happens, don't throw away, especially not, outside of a sport, don't throw away your life or ruin your career for, just a few words that someone said because they're mad because you're better than them at something, or they don't like you, or they don't like the color of your skin. And I think that's just the biggest thing. And I think also just talking to someone about it, I think that's the best thing. I mean, like, we look at it, like you look at suicidal or like, drug problems, like, what do they tell you? Like, you need to talk to someone, right? So I think that's the biggest thing when you face these problems, just talking to someone and having an open conversation about it to kind of get it off your mind and kind of watch it, as you spit it out of your mouth, it kind of goes away, and it just flies away, and it's out of your mind and it's out of your head. And, hopefully you can get out of your life and move forward and keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, good advice. And I think that's a good thing that you're adding to what you're doing. Did you have the privilege of being around some good people to talk to growing up? I know you have some older brothers, I believe. And so maybe they were helpful in this, because either maybe they kind of had your back, or you kind of I imagine we're hanging around the rinks with them, maybe seeing this unfold too. So.
Yeah, no. I mean, like I said, I was the kid that um, would kind of just hold everything in and kind of just keep it to myself because I was afraid of, what would happen and how my family would react. Um, Not to me, but, so far as whoever did it or whoever said it. Most of the time I just held it in and I didn't really say anything about it. But no, I definitely, as I got older and I watched my brother play, um, because he was only my second oldest brother. He's only 6 years older than me. So I was able to kind of grow up and actually really watch the games and see what was going on out there. And I mean, he was more of a fighter than I was. I was more of a kind of just like a skill guy. I didn't really like all the confrontation, but
Okay.
He was a fighter for sure. So, when it happened to him, he would kind of, fight and react, a different way than I would. But at the same time, he told me, hey, I don't want to see you act the same way I did. I want you to handle it the right way. Because, it always happens when, like I said, when you react to something like that and you make that decision to react to that situation, 9 times out of 10, you're looked at as the bad person, right? So, I think that was just the biggest thing, being able to connect with him on that and him kind of just teaching me those steps through life and kind of helping me with that.
Yeah, what an interesting parallel. I didn't kind of think it was the case. I'm always trying to think of excuses to relate sport to real life, but I think one that you just made me aware of is like, man, people say things on the ice to get under your skin all the time. And sometimes what they're doing is they're hoping you're going to be the one with the penalty at the end of it so that they then go on the advantage. And that takes place off the ice too. People are trying to rattle you and get under your skin to get the advantage over you, and and I mean, the other thing that's unfortunately true is sometimes when these incidences occur, there's so much energy that you can then focus on trying to be part of the solution. Do I want to chase up the flagpole and try to like go down the accountability angle and reprimand that person so that they never do that again? Well, yes, you should. And also that process shouldn't be that difficult. But if it is proving difficult, then you can either get frustrated and do nothing or direct that attention and energy towards taking matters into your own hands and solving it your own way. And I'm not saying this is what's happened to you. I'm just saying I've noticed that you're doing a really good job at taking your energy under how you can control it and appropriate it to really good causes towards like a really good solution.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So thanks, man. I just wanted to say really, really appreciate it. And also thanks for the time today. I mean, I've really enjoyed talking to you about this and also what you've done today with the jersey auction. I wanted to let people know where they could go to check out the auction. So if they go to the TucsonRoadrunners.com website, it's on the homepage right now. But this auction is going on for 9 more days. So if you go to TucsonRoadrunners.com/dreams, it'll take you right to the page to donate on this jersey. And 9 days from today would be the 28th. So I think it's going to stop around maybe the 28th I guess it's going to stop around midnight on the 1st of March. So that gives you guys some idea to go to the website, TucsonRoadrunners.com/dreams and bid on Jalen Smereck's jersey that he wore in a game last season, with the proceeds going to the Detroit Ice Dreams Hockey Association. So just wanted to plug that, say thank you for the time. Thank you for all you're doing. But also pass you the mic to give any shout outs, maybe where we can follow you on social media to keep up on those, the happenings, and also just in case you wanted to give any shout outs to anyone back home or on your team or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say shout out to the boys in the locker room, gang. Definitely say hello to everyone back home, and I definitely miss my family. And then I would love if everyone could follow me for my nonprofit at _J Smereck. Same as my Instagram. My Instagram is _J Smereck 5, and then the nonprofit is _J Smereck. And you'll kind of see what I kind of do, and it's just kind of a page for everything else that goes on outside of my hockey life. So yeah, man, I think that's about it.
All right. Well, Jalen, thanks so much for spending time with me this evening. We'll be sure to give you a follow on social medias and follow you as the season unfolds, and follow this auction to see if you can raise more money than Patty Marlowe, which I think is possible if we do a good job. So thanks a lot, man. Have a great one, and good luck with this season. Be safe, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Thanks for having me too, man. I got to say, I was waiting to compliment you on that jersey there. That's a pretty good one you got. Might have to auction that one off.
Thanks, man. I got the reverse retro one downstairs as well, the peyote one. It's looking sweet. I just am a big hockey jersey guy, so might as well make a podcast and talk about it. It makes you seem less crazy.
Yeah, no, man, that's awesome. Honestly, I mean, I think we got some pretty cool ones added to our collection this year, so it's going to be nice.
Yeah, I saw some of I didn't think it was normal now for teams to do jersey release schedules, but I love that they do, because this Kachina one that you guys put into your lineup is sick. You know,
the 5th year anniversary one too is pretty nice.
Oh yeah,
so it'll be pretty nice.
Heck yeah, man.
That's always good.
And you know what else? The one that you're going to design next year is going to be dope. That's what I'm calling.
Yeah, I definitely got to get a shout out to Nike and Jordan. Maybe we can get some skates hooked up here or something and come up with something. Maybe even a little hockey stick or something. I don't know. But
what do you skate on then?
I got Trues.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, that brand's really it's taking off, man. That was really not a brand when I played. I'm just like, holy crap, this freaking brand's awesome. So sweet, man. Well, I look forward to that news breaking, and I can't show you because I'm under a verbal NDA, but I talked to Terry Smith like last week, the guy who does the Sharks logo, and he's doing the diversity and inclusion jersey for March 20th for the Sharks. And it's fucking sick. It's so fucking dope. Like, it's the one thing I will tell you is that why I love it so much is because what's going on here, there is no Sharks logo whatsoever. It's like, it's like, oh my God, man. Oh my God. It's, I mean, I get excited about pretty much every jersey though. So that's kind of like, you can't really read my face from any of that. But I also tried to get, so Rico's like a big sneaker guy, and Terry is not a lot of people know, but Terry designed a pair of Converse shoes for the Sharks, but only for the Sharks players like 5 years ago. And they're fucking dope. So I'm trying to get Terry to talk to Rico, because Rico's in the director of cultural diversity and inclusion position now, and try to get him through his contacts to fund money for Terry to do design for the OHL on skates or whatever. I don't know, but then because like once they know each other, then like, dude, first of all, you can email Terry whenever you want yourself, but that guy is awesome. He's so willing to work with people. So normally I don't speak on people's behalves and say like, this is a possibility, but Terry's a really good guy. So is Rico. Everyone I've been talking to this last month has seemed really positive about these kinds of initiatives. So I want to keep you in touch and in the loop about what might happen, just to see if, if there's any influence I can have of getting you in there when it's like, okay, cool. I want to do as a design. Who should I can like, boom, talk to these people like right away, like as soon as it happens. So
no, for sure. No, I'll definitely do that. And I might even have to hit him up for a pair of those Converse, see if he can make me a pair. I mean, I'm a big sneaker guy too. I love shoes. So I think that would be pretty dope. I mean, I'm definitely, like I said, I'm definitely going to have to contact him and try to get something going here.
Yeah. Did you ever play God of War?
No.
Okay. Have you heard of that game?
No.
Oh, okay. It's a video game that was super popular not too long ago. The guy is an artist. He doesn't just do like hockey shit. Like he designed like the art for that video game that makes like millions of dollars. The dude is so talented. It's insane.
Okay. I'm going to have to look that up then.
Yeah. Cool. I'll text you his website just to get you going on that front. So you have a place to hit him up, check him out. But man, good luck with the season. Thanks again for the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me again.
See you, Jalen.
Stay safe.